And welcome to another edition of South Texas Crossfire. This is Attorney Joe Flores reminding you to join us each and every week right here on KTMV with the Lopez family. Special thanks to Don Humberto Lozano Lopez. He passed away in 2011, but he's honored, he's venerated, and he's never forgotten. And my good friend Carlos Lopez, who makes it all happen, our broadcaster from here to San Antonio, K. Alamo, and soon in Houston, Texas, and all the way down to the valley. We really appreciate it. With me today, I have somebody who's running for a very important position. A lot of the time you don't hear about the Court of Appeals judges, but ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you out there, they matter so much. Number one, the term is 6 years. The other issue is that they have the power to overturn a decision or keep the decision of the jury, and they're very powerful in their position that they have. We've brought on excellent judges like Rose Vela. We've brought on excellent judges like Nora Longoria. We've brought on excellent judges that have served on that bench for over the years for the 13th Court of Appeals for us. And in my hometown, Alice, it'd be the 4th Court of Appeals. So welcome to a lady that you've probably seen in her billboards and everything, looks just as beautiful in person. Judge Nereida Lopez-Singleterry, welcome.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for inviting me to your show.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure, and I wanted to just welcome you on, and I wanted to introduce you all to the public about your education, your training, your background, and your family. If you could tell us a little bit about yourself, just like if you were knocking down somebody's door.
Thank you. Yes, Joe. So currently I'm a judge in Hidalgo County. I'm an associate judge appointed by the 5th Region. And prior to becoming a judge, I went to the Michigan State College of Law. I graduated from there, came back, and I promised to my community to come back. And while I came back, I opened my own private office, and I represented people from all walks of life, in civil law, family law, criminal law, commercial, every type of law and aspect. I represented people of all walks of life. And while in private practice as well, I always kept my promise to help my community. I would help with the Texas Rio Grande legal aid through their private involvement. I would help people cannot afford to hire an attorney and represent them in court, especially victims of domestic violence. I would be their voice in court and taking care of their cases so they wouldn't lose their family, their houses, and their prized possession, their children.
And tell us a little bit about your family, your mother, your father, your sisters. Where did you all grow up?
Okay. I am, like many other families, my parents immigrated to this country years ago, trying to make a better living for their family. I am one of 6 siblings. I was the first one in my family to graduate and receive a post-secondary education. We were migrant workers. So my life started out there in the farms, picking peaches and other crops. We traveled the U.S. as migrant workers, and that was when my sense of justice and my passion for the law started. I have a story that I tell many people. My father's employer, we were out there picking peaches, and they asked him, he told his employer, my daughter will one day become an attorney, and he laughed about that. He said, oh, she's never going to amount to anything. Years later, that is what motivated me, my sense of fairness, of trying to find justice, to go to law school. I kept my promise. My last name is very important to me because it represents my family, my reputation, and that is something that I've built on throughout the years, keeping a reputation of being someone that works hard, that is there to advocate for those that can't advocate for themselves, and just having a positive impact in my community.
Well, I think we share that experience. My father took me every summer to pick sandias, work in the grain, and do that sort of work. And he told me, and he reminded me, at least you didn't have to pick cotton, right? My sister, who has her doctorate in Latin studies, and she teaches at SUNY, went to Yale and Stanford. We're very proud of her. She wrote a book about it. Grounds for Dreaming for migrant workers and the experience. And I think that matters, especially now when this country is it's divided in many ways. And I think your story is very compelling, that anybody out there can be what they want to be. And I was told myself the same thing. You're going to be a hospital disorderly, like they call me forever, are Joe nunca se paró yendo a la escuela. It is to tell me I was a permanent student, because I take 2 years and take 2 years off. It's not easy.
It is not easy trying to achieve a post-secondary education and a law degree.
Your law school experience, you were going up north, so definitely you encountered other barriers and things. I went to an almost all-white law school, so we kind of share that. Tell me a little bit about going to Michigan.
Yeah, so I graduated from University of Texas Pan American. I was a teacher, and even when I was a teacher, I still faced those same issues that you wanted to do more, but you couldn't. So I said, you know what, this is the time. I'm going to go and reach my goal. I applied to Michigan State College of Law. It's a great university. And once accepted, I packed all my things, moved across the country, freezing, cold, leaving the valley, very hot.
And saying, what am I doing?
What am I doing?
Right.
Almost every day. What am I doing
the
here?
First 30 days, I want to
Yes,
go home.
I wanted to go back.
I've been there.
And yes, it was culture shock. I walked into the first class there at law school, and I looked around, and I was the only Latina there.
I walked in, the same thing. I saw a sea of blonde hair. I thought I was at a Hitler Youth meeting. And but I mean, it's the same thing.
It's hard. It's culture shock, and it just motivates you to represent, who you are, and to let them know that we can achieve those things. We cannot let someone break our dreams and shatter our dreams, saying that we can't make it. So, graduated from law school. I did very well. Came back. And like I said, I came back at my promise to help my community, and that's what I've been doing since then. In private practice, I also worked for the private, then I left and worked for the public defender's office. My passion has always been to defend those that can't defend themselves. So I was able to accomplish another one of my goals through the public defender's office, helping them. And by doing that, I was also able to apply for this great position that became available, the Master Court Number 1. And I interviewed, and I was selected based on my qualifications by the 5th Administrative Judge from Corpus. She gave me that great opportunity with, of course, being supervised and being through the approval of the district and county courts in my county. I interviewed based on qualifications, based on the response. I was able to sit in this position now as a judge for Master Court Number 1 in Hidalgo County.
Well, we've got about 30 seconds left, but I wanted to compliment you. It's always hard also going back and a secondary role, going back second career. You're thinking about all the money that you're firebombing as you are going through 3 years and all the income you've lost. That's the way I was, I was making 70, 80,000 a year as an RN, and then going 3 years of law school, you just firebomb 200 grand, and so it's a big sacrifice for everybody, but I think that you look beyond that, and I commend you. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, Judge Nereida, and I'm pronouncing Nereida right?
Correct.
Thank God I'm Hispanic. At Lopez-Singleterry, and when we come back, we're going to talk about why she is running for County Court of Appeals, and stay tuned. I think you're going to be even more impressed with this young, ambitious lady who has done so much for her community already. When we come back. And we're back after a brief break. You're watching South Texas Crossfire with Attorney Joe Flores. Right here on KTMV on Spectrum TV, reaching 200,000 subscribers here, and also people on social media now. We upload this to all platforms: Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. Like us, follow us, and want to thank you guys for being there. Well, I've got a very important guest, because if you don't think the Court of Appeals positions don't matter, they do. And we have Nereida Lopez-Singleterry here with us. She's running for the 6th place of the Court of Appeals. And I'm telling everybody out there, get registered voting. Si no se registran a votar, no pueden quejar después. You have to get moving and get motivated. And there'll be some information on how to help this lady on her campaign. Welcome back.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for having me.
Let's recap. You told us about your experience as a migrant worker, your dream of becoming a lawyer. You became an educator, and then you put that on hold, and you went up to culture shock, cold, and Michigan,
Yes.
and you promised to come back, and you did. And many people don't. They see land of opportunity up north, and all the cultural bias we face down here, the barriers, and you came back. So my simple question, and for the next 5 minutes, please freestyle. Why do you want to run? You already have a great, successful practice. Why do you want to run for judge the Court of Appeals?
Okay. And like you mentioned, Joe, you said that we need to get out there and vote. Okay, we need to let our voice be heard. So I want to be your voice in the 13th Court of Appeals. I currently sit as a judge, as an associate judge in Yolo County, Texas. And there I have had a lot of experience, both as a private attorney and as a judge, trying and hearing thousands of cases that come before me every single day, and that I have tried in the past, civil and criminal cases involving simple and complex issues. And I believe that I have the experience that is needed for the 13th Court of Appeals. We have Justice Doris Contreras, who just became our first Chief Latina for that court. And that spot is now vacant, and it's going to be up for an election. Our elections in March of 2020, all the elections are very important, but this time around we're going to have an opportunity to see, touch, and change things. I want to be part of that change. I want to join this great group of ladies and men who currently sit there as our justices, and I want to become part of their team, because I believe that I have the vast experience, I have the energy, have the work ethic, and the reputation that is needed for the Court of Appeals.
And when we talk about that, you've been sitting on a bench already. Yes. How has that experience been for you? Has it reinforced your desire to run?
Of course it has. Throughout, like I said, my journey getting here from the campus to the courts. Okay, I was a migrant worker, and now I sit in a court.
Al dicho al hecho hay mucho trecho.
I like that one. Yours is good. So my whole journey getting here, I have built a reputation of being fair, of being honest. On the bench that I currently sit, I have a strong work ethic. I am very dedicated. I also am very compassionate, and I treat everybody that comes before me with the great respect that they deserve. And I plan to take that same work ethic, plan to take that same dedication and that same passion, and now use it at a higher court, in the Court of Appeals.
And during that experience, campaigning, let's talk about that.
Campaigning, 20 counties.
It's not easy, and I want people to underline that they need to get involved, because it is 20 counties. When these people run, it's not putting up signs for a couple of hundred houses like here in Nueces County. It's thousands of signs, thousands of T-shirts, thousands of handshakes, and coming all the way from the Valley. We appreciate you so much being here in Corpus Christi. You do us a great service. How has campaigning been? How has it been on the campaign trail?
I love meeting people. I love sharing my story, and I have been campaigning the past months and will continue to campaign and meet all the great people of South Texas, the Coastal Bend area. So I've had a great time meeting everyone. I look forward to meeting more of you as I campaign for them to share their stories with me, for me to share my stories, and for us to realize that the people of South Texas and the Coastal Bend have a lot in common. And we have a lot of values, a lot of goals, a lot of dreams that we share. And I believe that experience and those goals that we all share make me a great candidate to serve you in the 13th Court of Appeals.
And that's Judge Nereida for FOR13.com, and that's on your lower third. Want to get involved? Can they donate online?
Yes, my website is up already. There is a donate button that they can donate. They can contact us directly. My cell number is provided. My email is provided. And yes, give us a like on my like page so you can follow me as we travel the 20 counties. And I've been through a lot of the cities already in counties trying to meet everyone. So yes, please give us a like and send us an email.
Y no le hace que es $5 o 500, o si es para de bufete de abogados, entonces pues unos 15 o más to help out and let everybody know. What I just said was it's $5 or 500 or 5,000, or if you're a law firm, you know what to give. So we've got a very hardworking lady here on the lower third. Is the information there. Let me ask you, and I even interviewed my sister. You remind me so much of her. Do you think your experiences as a child, I mean, when you heard that you can't do it, did it make you mad? Did it make you proud? What was a mixture of emotions when you heard that? I mean, it must have hit you like a thump on the chest.
It does. It's like everything that sometimes people will believe in you, people will not believe in you, but it motivates you to do great things. And I am so glad that I had that experience because it motivated me. It made me proud to be, my father's daughter, and to prove to myself that I could come back and have a positive impact on everybody. We use those experiences as positive experiences, Joe, to grow from them and to come back and always give more to the community.
Well, and you've got a very diverse 20 counties.
Yes, we do.
So you're on the campaign trail. I'm not going to take a lot of your time, but I do like to ask every candidate, let's pretend that I'm in my undershirt, I'm watching TV, Family Feud, I'm 75 years old, and they either think you're a politician or a Atalaya. No offense. But when you come and you talk to them, what would you like to tell them? We've got a couple of 100,000 viewers here, and then as many as you want on the internet. You want to post this on your website, please go ahead. Just edit me out. Muy feo. But what would you tell them?
I want to tell them that my name is Nereida Lopez-Singleterry, and I have the strength, I have the energy, and I have the experience to be your voice in the 13th Court of Appeals. I look forward to serving you, and I look forward to having your vote and support this upcoming election. So keep me in mind.
Very well said. Thank you so much. And we're almost out of time here, but I want to remind everybody to please register to vote. Si no votan, no pueden quejar después. Involúcrese en el proceso. No matter how you vote, get out there and vote. And we've got a great candidate here who took the sacrifice to drive in long ways and waited a long time to get interviewed. We had a lot of people here today, and it's been a great honor to have Judge Nereida Lopez-Singleterry here with us. And don't forget, her website is up, Judge Nereida, that's NEREIDAFOR13.com, the number. So it's Judge Nereida413.com. It's on your lower screen. Dave will put up all the necessary information. And please get out there, register to vote. And if you can, give what you can to help her win this election. And help her if you can. Ask for a sign. Ask for a T-shirt. I've been out there campaigning for people. I know how hard it is, and I admire her courage and her spirit and true grit here. And I want to thank my good friend Renee Science for putting us together. He also has his own show on South Texas politics that predates mine, and I, in fact, based mine off of his. So there's done a great service for the community. I want to thank him. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Joe.
It's been on. And for a first timer on the show, you did great. You're a natural. I think she's going to replace me, Carlos. I think she ought to replace me. But she's going to be too busy on the bench. So I want to thank you all for all watching, tuning in. And don't forget, Judge Nereida Lopez. She's already a judge. She's already doing work on the bench. Don't forget to get out there for Miss Lopez-Singleterry, Judge Lopez-Singleterry, that's already running, but now she wants to transition up to the Court of Appeals. Get out there and vote, and remember that name, Lopez-Singleterry, when you get out there and register and place your vote. Thank you all, and God bless.